Validation in Python using Metaprogramming and Decorator Advanced Python. A decorator is a special kind of declaration that can apply to a function to enhance its functionality. This is also known as metaprogramming. Here we are trying to modify the functionality of a function on compile time. Metaprogramming is a cool concept in any programming language. It can be used to apply certain checks before executing the actual function. Let's try to understand the use case with an example. Suppose we have a function divide, which accepts numerators and denominators. Here numerators and denominators should be real numbers, and denominators can't be zero. Let's implement the function. Explanation: if you look at the above example functions, we have added a few extra checks to verify past arguments. These extra checks can be applied using metaprogramming without modifying the actual functions. You should know. Before proceeding further, there are a few concepts that you should know. These concepts will help to understand decorators. Everything is an object. Class is callable. Everything is an object. In Python, everything is an object. Yes, class is also an object. A name can be bound to multiple variables including function. Check out the below example. Check out the below example. We can also pass functions as arguments and use that functions. We can also return a function from a function. Class is callable. You can make a class callable object by adding def underscore call underscore self, args, chords, function. A callable object is an object that can be called a function. When we execute or call the callable object, it will internally call the method underscore call underscore. Now, since we know the basic concepts, let's try to understand decorators. Decorators using function. A decorator function is a single argument function. It takes a function as an argument and returns a helper function. As you can see in the above example, the decorator function takes func as function and add before slash after statements. A decorator functionality can be implemented using a decorator expression. You can also return a function that accepts varargs as an argument. This is very useful to override the function behavior, still gives full flexibility. Decorators using class. Just like function decorators, you can make callable object decorators. The biggest advantage of creating a class-based decorator is that it looks more declarative and clean compared to functional decorators. To understand the concept, let's take our previous example of add and divide function. If you have noticed that both function has common validation of real numbers, we can create a common validator decorator class. Now we have two argument validators. Let's use this on real function. Now if you look at the functions, it looks much cleaner compared to its previous version. Conclusion. There are a lot of things to be covered in metaprogramming or decorators. I have just touched the surface of the water, like I have given an example of chaining of decorators. This can be very useful to share reusable validations and apply them. Tracing of function calls. Spying a function, writing custom parsers, etc. are very common use cases of metaprogramming. You can explore and let me know in the comment.